Welcome to Cameron House Marina. I'm Ruben from Marine Sales Scotland. This is our 2022 Parker 800 weekend powered by a single Mercury 350 horsepower V8 Verado outboard. Taken back as a part exchange against a brand new Beneteau Antares 11 that we sold at the 2023 Southampton Boat Show. She's a 2022 model, built in 2022 and commissioned in the same year also. Parker Poland are a subsidiary of a British company. They moved manufacturing to Poland in the 1970s, where they built ribs and inflatable boats for the Polish Navy. They then saw scope to enter the leisure market, where they brought with them that traditional build quality and military style innovation, and the boat is just built right the way that it should be, in the way that you'd expect a boat to be built. It's got a flared hull, so that keeps the spray down, prevents it from coming up over the cab. Also gives you these nice big walk rounds up onto the bow, where you've got your electric anchor winch, anchor and 23 meters of chain. You can stick extra rope on that should you need to. You can see your nav lights are just here. On the roof above is fitted a solar panel to keep the batteries trickle charged at all times, and then you've got your external helm station. We'll come on to that in just a minute. At the back here is our Mercury 350 horsepower V8 Verado. That's the biggest engine option that you can go with on this boat. Extended swipping platforms on either side. This has run 129 hours, and it also has a winter cover to keep your crown jewels nice and warm when it's cold. At the back is wet storage, so you've got two lockers, one on either side, that flank the outboard well here. They drain into there, so that's a perfect place to put ropes and fenders. Getting in, you just take the back section off here, and that gives you straight access into the cockpit. Big amount of cockpit space out in the back here, loads of floor space as well, with plenty of storage underneath. In there live the batteries, and here is the lazarette, and in this lives the diesel tank and also a little bit more storage. You can see that's just a diesel tank there with the brass cap on it. Lazarette with some fender storage, also the bimini sock, and then the fuel tank and the screen wash. And then glass sliding patio doors, a bit of an overhang, and you can see the studs in here, which will then fix onto the cockpit canvas, which effectively doubles your living area out here. So if you have that up in the winter time, or just at any time realistically, you do also have diesel heating, which comes out here, so it does make it livable and usable all year round. We have a transom shower, that's actually hot and cold, and then your waste tank. Either side, both port and starboard, we have these pull-out seats, so it will actually form quite a nice big U-shape. So we can now get 7 or 8 people out here in the cockpit, not to mention the added bonus as well of being able to push these away just if you want to do a bit of fishing outside, or if you just want to maximise deck space. We have our external helm position. It's got our essentials, trim tabs on a joystick, bow thruster, wheel, digital throttle and shift. Kill cord would go on there, and then storage underneath. From standing at the external helm, even if we have the door shut, you can see all the way through the front windscreen, so you know where you're going. And then you can also just pop your head off to the side here, and you can see down the walk round of the boat. If we're berthed like we are here, starboard 2, this makes it really easy. If you're operating this single-handedly, you can just step off the side, and it makes light work of berthing, which is always going to be the trickiest part of your boating experience. Going inside, fitted with a reverse angle windscreen, it actually leans forward rather than sloping back. That allows Parker to increase the size of the windows ever so slightly as they taper from back to front, so they get larger as they go towards the front. Lets loads of natural light in here and gives you a great vantage point when you're sat at the helm position, which we'll just come on to in a minute. Now, every single person that comes into the boat here, every single one of them comment on the finish, how sturdy the boat feels. The joinery, absolutely everything here, we'll just show you. We've got some finishings in here, so that is the sun visor for the front and extra curtains. But if you look at the joinery, all the woodwork, everything is solid. These are soft close, look at that. And then on the galley, we have hot and cold water from the sink, a diesel fired cooking stove. Once you're done with the cooking, any heat will be retained within the unit, and it blows warm air out through this escape vent here, and that heats up the cabin. So a really nice feature on those colder nights. This is your diesel fired heating system, so again running off the same tank outside that you saw, blows hot air into the cabin. Webasto is the creme de la creme of heating systems, made in Germany. And then you've got 230 volt power socket just above the galley if you want to put anything like a kettle or a microwave in. Fridge with a small freezer compartment, super clean, living just above the helm station. And then we've got little 12-volt sockets and USBs dotted in different locations throughout the boat. We'll show you more of them later on. And in there you can see there is some storage just in the recess, and also you've got cargo nets here, another 12-volt socket, just like so. So when you're sitting and cruising along, you're probably going to have the boat set up like this, so your navigator can sit here. You've got two there, and they've got a footrest to put their feet on. It is so very simple just to lift that up. It fixes into place, and then everyone can sit and dine around the table. Most of these tables are made of just some sort of plywood, but it is finished in a marine vinyl, and it's quite grippy, so you could probably put drinks on it or food on it, just utensils, and they shouldn't slide whilst you're going underway, and the boat's slightly tilted back on the plane. Battery isolators live under there, hot water battery charger mains, another socket as well, and then your circuit breaker for the electric anchor winch, which is just fitted to the front of the boat. We can also then drop this down, turn this into a double bed, which now gives the boat an overnight capacity of 6 people, which is one more than your relative Beneteau Antares 8 or Mary Fisher 795 equivalent. Onto helm position. So it's a sport / bucket seat. From the position we have Mercury Smartcraft gauges, trim gauge, fuel gauge, things like our floor lights, our deck wash, our water pump, bow thruster, electric anchor winch. Trim tabs are just in here as well. Horn. We've got 3 wipers fitted on the boat. You can see. Where's the third one? Oh, there's the third one. And then it's got a low rinse touchscreen display, chart plotting capability, sonar, side scan and down scan as well. Digital throttle and shift with a start stop button. And then just below is the Fusion onboard Bluetooth stereo system. So there's demisters fitted to the front, and then a map case as well with a 12-volt socket, one without. Sliding this back, you can put down the footrest for your passengers here, just like so. But then also lifting that up, we do have a double berth underneath the port side saloon. In the atrium, the 2 doors forward, this is the forward cabin, this one is the heads. So we've got a pump flush sea toilet. There's a waste tank fitted to the boat. This also has a Y valve, so you can just divert it straight out to sea. You can also then pull the head off the tap to use this as a shower. If you want to turn this into a wet head, that's the drain down there. Toilet roll can be kept within the toilet roll holder to prevent it from getting wet if you do have a shower in here. And then all of your trip switches are just fitted on the bulkhead opposite the dash. So you can see there's access to all the electronics should you need it. An opening porthole for ventilation. Going into the forward cabin, so there's a mirror up against the headboard. We have his and hers reading lights, an escape hatch with a fly net and also a blackout blind which you can install, and then the main cabin lighting system. You'll see that this is also there's 3 layers here of bedding. So this is your anti-condensation layer, so that basically prevents any mold or mildew from getting into the cushions, any dampness getting in here. Then we've got our manufacturer's originals, and then this is the mattress topper that was professionally made for the previous owners. If you want, you can put your filler cushions just in here to give you a better night's sleep when you're out at sea. By not having them in, it just means you can sit in. You can then put your feet up and put those in. Storage hooks just there, and then nets alongside. Also, heating comes in here, keeping you toasty on chilly nights, and then you can also charge your phone just through this socket as well. One of the last things to come across is the Lawrence VHF fitted just to the roof, and that's effectively a full tour of the Parker 800. So it's much less than a brand new example. It's still covered under manufacturer's warranty, just remember, but one of these brand new would be an extra £25,000 to £30,000 if you wanted it spec just as highly as this. It's done 129 hours, still has 3 years manufacturer's warranty left in the outboard. I'm Ruben from Marine Sales Scotland, where fun in the water begins.